down from it.
Secretary Mattis's father was a merchant mariner. This year marks the Academy's 75th anniversary. I'm Joe Chia, Fox News Radio.
Olivia from Washington. Laid off and trying to keep our little kids from realizing that mommy and daddy haven't eaten in a while.
Roger from California. I'm grateful we could afford our son's surgery. I'm nervous that now we can't really afford food.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Keisha from South Carolina. I've been skipping meals so my 2 kids can eat, but filling up on water doesn't really work.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Turn off the fake news and turn on Center Right Radio. Online now at centerright.live.
Today we decided to walk to school. The light counted. 15, 14,
41, 31, 13. We
took a left on Carroll Street. Danny's smart, but he gets distracted.
I
realized he forgot his homework. I hope he doesn't have another bad day at school.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
And it's a beautiful day here at the Search Engine and Digital Marketing Race in beautiful Tempe, Arizona. The horses lining up at the gate now, waiting for the bell. And they're off. It's just a two-way race today between your business brand and your relentless competition. Oh, but wait a minute. You've just hired Warhorse Agency for your digital marketing and are quickly taking the lead in your market. Well, hang on to your seat, though. Your competition started their own Google AdWords pay-per-click campaign and are trying to catch up to you now. Good for you, though. They have no idea what they're doing. But don't worry yet. Your digital marketing jockey at Warhorse Agency tirelessly regains the lead with a great viral Facebook ad as well as your own Google SEO and pay-per-click campaign ran by a Warhorse, true leading generating professional. Holy smokes, your business just got a major lead. You're on the first page of Google now, and as they approach the finish line, your business wins. Thanks, Warhorse Agency, for another smashing victory. Contact us today for your free digital marketing evaluation. Visit us at www.gowarhorse.com today.
You're listening to America's favorite political discussion on Center Right Radio.
Live from the Center Right Radio studios in Tempe, Arizona, the Chips and Salsa Show. Conservative conversation, picoso, not mocoso, with Don Jorge Ortiz and Alicia Lara. George, former California Democrat union man turned legislative GOP chairman.
And Alice, former New Mexico Democrat turned legislative GOP district state committee woman.
Together, they are your Chips and Salsa Show hosts.
Get your guac on now with George Ortiz and Alice Lara.
It's time once again for the Chips and Salsa Show here on Center Right Radio, right here for you. My name is Alice Lara. What's yours? Uh-oh, trick question.
Don Jorge El Alacran.
He is the Scorpion King. He is one of the hardest men working in Arizona. A deplorable. Hillary does not like him.
I know, I'm one of Hillary's deplorable ones.
And we are here every Saturday at 4 p.m. As you heard in our intro, we are 2 former Democrats who saw the light, and now we are Republicans. And we bring you this show every Saturday for our political perspective, community events, all kinds of good stuff.
Hasta la muerte.
That's right. We will.
Till my death.
Till death. That's right. We're here to get our guac on. We have a great show today. In our next segment, in a little bit, we'll be bringing in a wonderful guest. We have Judah Waxelbaum, and he is the political director for Maricopa County GOP. He's also the chairman of the Arizona Federation of College Republicans. Needless to say, compared to us, he is a whippersnapper, but we love that, man, because the Republican Party needs youth. So welcome, Judah.
Thank you for having me, guys.
We appreciate it. We're going to do a little bit of housekeeping before we get to totally talk to him. Hey, you know what? We got a birthday today. Guess whose birthday it is? Want to guess?
El Presidente has his birthday.
Yeah, Flag Day. 72, yes. Right?
72.
Number 72. And man, I could not keep up with the pace that he has. He's amazing.
At 72, I just can't see how he's doing what he does. It's amazing. I'm 60, I'll be 67, and you feel the age when you're walking up the stairs and stuff, you know?
You do really good, George. You're a busy guy. So
I wish I had an elevator at the house, but that's out of the question.
Kudos to you on that.
The young whippersnappers will inherit the Republican Party.
That's right.
I'll just tell you right now.
We've got some great ones, too, and we don't hear enough about them. But today's birthday is actually a good buddy of ours, Sergio Arellano.
That's right, Sergio's birthday. I did wish him a happy birthday today.
Yes, and he's running for Congress.
CD3.
CD3, and in fact, he's going to be on our show here pretty darn soon.
July the 7th.
Mm-hmm. July the 7th, he'll be on our show?
Yes, and I spoke to him Monday, and he's all on board. It's going to be a great show.
All right, very good. Anybody else's birthday that we need to
Nope.
What's coming up? Let's see.
My stepson, Lonnie Siegert. It's his birthday tomorrow, Father's Day. So.
Very nice. And your birthday's coming up, but not quite yet, right?
Oh yeah, it's got
you know what?
A week and a half.
You aren't going to be here next weekend, so I'm going to wish you a early happy birthday. Okay?
I have a class I have to go to.
So you're going to be 60? You'll be 67 or you'll be 68?
No, come on.
You said you're 67.
No,
I thought.
I'm 66. I'm going to be 67.
You're going to be 67.
And
okay.
Don't forget to donate to Wounded Warriors. That's my foundation that I'm asking people to donate. You could donate $1, $5, $10, whatever you like to donate. It's a worthy cause, and it's going to be, the donations are running until the 30th of June, and I've asked people to please donate to the Wounded Warriors Foundation. It's a great foundation, a great nonprofit foundation, and I hope more people will donate to that foundation.
And how are you doing with that? You got $1 million yet?
No,
coming along?
It's climbing.
Okay, good. Well, you got some time. It's all good. Wonderful. Let's see. There's somebody else's birthday that I was thinking about, but I know. It's my good friend is coming up too, and that's Don Rawlings. He's actually on the other side of the political aisle, but that's okay because we still love you. His is coming up as well. So if you have a birthday we'd like to announce, let us know. We've also got on our show Jeff Prather with the Prather Point. He has his pulse on the dark state. And We're going to try out a new feature. Charlie Powell, who we had on a couple of shows ago, he is a Krav Maga consultant expert, and he's doing a Safer in 60 segment this try. And today's the Nike defense, which is very interesting. You'll like that. So, stay tuned. And I want to give kudos. We have Julian Allison, who's taking care of the controls over there, our director. What a man. Woo-hoo. And back in the studio, we're so privileged.
Executive producer
Brandon Jones. Whoops. Woo, yeah. And we'll give some credit also to our producer, Sonia Seeger. And Sonia. She takes care of the coquetazos and the whole enchilada awards for us. Really
and Brandon is also chairman of Legislative District 27.
Yeah, busy guy. My nephew David Beasley does the music for us, and my great niece Monica Lara, she does our logo. She's available for artwork if you want to go find her on Facebook. She's very talented. Okay, George, I want to promote this because I don't want to forget. Lots of stuff happening. If you live in the Phoenix area, and even if you don't, you'll be interested in this. They're putting a light rail in the area of town that I live in, South Phoenix. But what's happened is we found out they're only going to put one lane in each direction, which that's not good for traffic. It's not. So what has been able to happen, which is pretty exciting. Last week we talked to Celia Contreras, and this crosses party lines because we have Democrats down there. We had Democrats, Republicans, Independents, but we all agree that, we need 4 lanes on Central. 4 lanes or no train, or move it somewhere else, something. So there's a special council meeting happening June 19th, so that's Tuesday, I believe, at 3 o'clock. And what this is, is only thing on the agenda for the Phoenix City Council. It's a 90-day pause to the light rail project. So if you'd like to come and help, you can, and that's at 200 West Jefferson in Phoenix. Put the brakes on the light rail, and we hope you can make it. I think I'm going to be down there, George. I don't know if you're going to get to go down there.
I'm going to try.
Good. Maybe Judah, maybe you'd like to go down there. But come on down, even if you just want to learn about what's happening. There's going to be a lot of people talking, probably on both sides, and you can figure out, because even if you don't say, oh, you know what, I don't work downtown, I don't ever go to that area, guess what? Your tax money will be involved in that. It's a lot of money. It's going to be $140 million.
It takes a lot for them to put a 90-day pause to that.
Yeah,
it's going to take a lot of people showing up and a lot of people showing interest, or else they're not going to put that pause. I've been to the city council. They are they're in trance. What they want, it passes. Usually 6-2.
Well, and it's already passed. They decided to put the light rail, but here's the deal. If they put a 90-day pause, what that could also do for the other side as well, that does want the light rail, that would enable 90 days for them to present their case to and give the public more of an education about what's going on. So anyway, we hope that you'll think about going. Again, that's going to be June 19th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's 200 West Jefferson, and you can park right across the street. And come on down. I advise probably get there early. Get there 2:30, so you can have plenty of time.
I always get there like half an hour to an hour early. I have to sit down and wait. But it's worth it. The meeting is worth it.
That way you can
city
sign
council,
up and
because
talk.
you find out other things that are happening within the city council. This one is just for this special.
Right, just that. The only topic.
So it'll go by real quick. The times I've gone, I've been there till 7 p.m. When I go for the Chinese Cultural Center. I went in September, and I went just a couple of weeks ago, and I got there early, and they didn't see us until about 7 o'clock, 6:30 p.m., and I didn't leave there until 7. Both times they leave it at the last part of the agenda, and for a good reason, because there's a lot of us that attend.
Yeah, you had to wait for everybody else's topics to go through. So I just want to make sure that you know about that. Also, and we'll be getting more information on this, but there's some of us from our Central Republican Women of Phoenix Club, and we're going to put together a mixer for candidates, and that's going to be on July 13th, Friday the 13th. I was talking to Judah about this earlier. And right now we do have confirmed our good friend Moses Sanchez. Moses Sanchez is running for the mayor for the city of Phoenix, and he will be there along with Kelly Ward is confirmed also. She's running for U.S. Senate. And we're just kind of inviting all Republican candidates, whoever would like to join us. It's going to be very informal, but it's a great way to just show up. And it's going to be, I believe, 5 to 7 at the Half Moon Cafe. But I'll be giving you more information. George, I think you're going to go. I'm going to certainly be there. Maybe you can join us, Jude, as well.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Can you get in there? Are you underage?
Yes. But I just want to interject here. It is so imperative that we get Moses to be the mayor of Phoenix.
Yes.
Projects like this that are just nothing but wasteful spending is exactly why we need a Republican mayor of Phoenix. And he's the only Republican candidate.
Well said, Judah. Okay, we got to go pay some bills now, but stay tuned. We'll be back with more Judah Waxelbaum. I'm Alice Latta with
Don Jorge.
So don't go away. We'll be right back with the Chips and Salsa Show here on Center Right Radio, right here for you.
From Washington. Laid off and trying to keep our little kids from realizing that mommy and daddy haven't eaten in a while.
Roger from California. I'm grateful we could afford our son's surgery. I'm nervous that now we can't really afford food.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Keisha from South Carolina. I've been skipping meals so my 2 kids can eat, but filling up on water doesn't really work.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Turn off the fake news and turn on Center Right Radio. Online now at centerright.live.
Today we decided to walk to school. The light counted. 15, 14,
31? I mean, 13? We
Took a left on Carroll
Raccoon
Street. Danny's
There were
smart,
so many
but he gets
sounds.
distracted.
I
Realized he
there's
forgot his
one more.
homework.
I hope I don't have another bad day at school.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
And it's a beautiful day here at the search engine and digital marketing race in beautiful Tempe, Arizona. The horses lining up at the gate now, waiting for the bell. And they're off. It's just a two-way race today between your business brand and your relentless competition. Oh, but wait a minute. You've just hired Warhorse Agency for your digital marketing and are quickly taking the lead in your market. Well, hang on to your seat, though. Your competition started their own Google AdWords pay-per-click campaign and are trying to catch up to you now. Good for you, though. They have no idea what they're doing. But don't worry yet. Your digital marketing jockey at Warhorse Agency tirelessly regains the lead with a great viral Facebook ad as well as your own Google SEO and pay-per-click campaign ran by a Warhorse, true leading generating professional. Holy smokes, your business just got a major lead. You're on the first page of Google now, and as they approach the finish line, your business wins. Thanks, Warhorse Agency, for another smashing victory. Contact us today for your free digital marketing evaluation. Visit us at www.gowarhorse.com today.
You're listening to America's favorite political discussion on Center Right Radio.
Beyond my age.
And we are back with the Chips and Salsa Show. I'm Alice Lara here with
Don Jorge. Hillary's deplorable. One of her deplorable.
only one, but man, are you a
We're
huge thorn in her
60
side.
million of us.
Oh man, lots to talk about. Lots of stuff to talk about. You know what, George? I don't want to forget, but we have somebody who also had a birthday today, and let me see if I can quickly find that person because I wanted to give them some kudos because they said they listen to our show all the time, and that I thought that was really, really cool. Yes, Rachel Valencia. Rachel, thank you so much for listening, and happy birthday to you. We hope you have a wonderful one. And please let people know about our show. We are growing. It's really exciting. We're approaching our 2,000 likes, so we'd like to get that to 5 or 10 or a million. So help us out. So we appreciate that very, very, very much. Okay, we're going to go to our featured guest today, and we welcome to our show again, Judah Waxelbaum. Welcome.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
We're so glad you're here. Okay, I'm going to tell the audience a little bit about you, sir. He is chairman of the Arizona Federation of College Republicans, and that organization provides organizational, financial, and logistical assistance to Arizona chapters to help them grow and strengthen in order to fight the liberal bias on all of our Arizona campuses. Very important function. With clubs at ASU, NAU, that's Northern Arizona University, and Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. The AZFCR proudly represents hundreds of members statewide. As a former state chairman of the Arizona Teenage Republicans, man, you've been doing this a while, haven't you, Judah? Yeah. Judah was awarded Outstanding Teenage Republican in Arizona and Outstanding Teenage Republican in the nation. Woo! After working on several campaigns nationally, including Donald Trump's presidential campaign, Judah has been brought on as the political coordinator for Maricopa County GOP. And you said you are 19 years old?
Yes.
Man, that's a whole enchilada nomination, don't you think so, George?
Yeah.
Woo!
Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, so I want to ask you, you're relatively young, what got you into the interest of the Republican Party? What did it for you?
So, like a lot of people growing up in Arizona, I grew up in a pretty conservative household. We are a fairly red state. But growing up, my parents really wanted me and my twin sister, who's actually a liberal Democrat,
Wow, really?
to know what's going on. Yeah, so you can't claim I was indoctrinated because we didn't get the same results. But growing up, my parents would ask me opinions on things. And let me tell you, I don't know was not an answer. So you needed to know what was going on. Current events was a dinner discussion. And just paying attention to the news and what was going on in the world. Most of my childhood was grown up under the Obama administration. And that's how I realized I was a Republican. When I realized I was getting frustrated what was going on. And it was more than just agreeing with my parents.
Wow. So did you, like at school, did you start arguments and discussions with other kids?
My earliest memory of claiming to be a Republican, I was about 12 years old. Mitt Romney was running for president. And I said in my middle school that I supported Mitt Romney for president. And another boy looked at me and said, "You only like him because your dad likes him."
Wow.
And that triggered years of involvement and research into the Republican Party.
Oh, and maybe we should thank that guy, huh?
Yeah, right?
Wow, that's great.
And what did you do at the college level? You're chairman?
Yeah, so I have the honor of serving as chairman of the Arizona Federation of College Republicans. We have chapters at 4 schools in the state, about 600 members statewide, and I'm currently at Arizona State University.
Oh, okay.
So you're still in school?
Yes.
And your major is?
Political science.
Ta-da! Surprise, surprise. And what do you plan to do once you graduate?
He's going to be a senator,
I mean, you're
a congressman.
You're already doing a lot.
He's going to go to Washington. It's like, oh.
President.
It's
gotta be 36.
How do you pronounce it? Waxelbaum.
Waxelbaum.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know what I want to do. I know I love politics. It's the most interesting subject in the world for me. But whether or not I want to be behind the scenes, the one running, I have no clue. I'm just enjoying it right now. As we've already said, I'm only 19. I can't even run for most positions in the state. So.
Yeah, well, you just got eligible to vote.
Yeah, the midterms this year will be my first election.
What is the director, because you're a political director, what is the political director for the county, because you represent the county, do in the GOP, county GOP?
Yeah, so in my role with the Maricopa County GOP, my job is to kind of be the bridge between PCs, candidates that don't have a primary currently, after the primary I could help them, and the GOP. So today, for example, me and the LD18 PCs were in LD18, walking in the rain, telling everybody about what the Republican Party is doing for the state of Arizona. Because right now, with a primary, all we can really do is try to build the foundation for the midterm so that we're not first building up our effort after the primary.
And how did you do out there today? What kind of reactions are you getting?
What kind of...
You guys are young people out there.
So, as you guys may have noticed, it was pouring this morning. So it was about 9 a.m. pouring, people were home. It wasn't a lot of literature jobs, it was a lot of conversations. And LD18 is probably the best chance in the state we have to pick up a state Senate seat with our candidate Frank Schmuck. He's the only Republican running for the seat, and it's the best shot. He only lost by a very small margin in 2016. He's running against the incumbent. And it's very obvious that people in the district are frustrated with the result they got in 2016. We have a Democrat in the seat who ran on the basis of education. Senator Bowie did not introduce a single education bill in his entire term in the state Senate. That was his platform. So people in LD18 are looking for results. And quite honestly, Frank Schmuck right now is our best chance we have for results, and that's what we were out there telling people today.
Were you going two people per walk, or how were you doing?
It was kind of just up to preference. I personally walked on my own. I moved faster that way. But we had a lot of people go out with teams. We had about 20 people with our walk today, but it's a national day of action for the GOP. So we had PCs and volunteers statewide doing things.
Judah, were you hitting up all the different parties or just Republicans, or how were you canvassing?
Yeah, so today we were mainly focusing people who vote. So independents, Republicans, a little bit of Democrats, but mainly Republicans. Because...
Primary.
We were campaigning for Frank, who doesn't have a primary. So he just goes straight through the general. But what we know is we have enough Republicans in the state to outmatch any Democrat turnout in the state of Arizona. No blue wave. If every Democrat in Arizona votes, they would not counteract if every Republican voted. There's just more Republicans registered. So what we're trying to do is get the Republicans that didn't turn out to show up.
Or to mail in their early ballots.
Yeah, either it would be on the permanent early voting list, or just reminding people that there is a midterm election coming up. As you guys I'm sure know, midterms have historically lower turnout than a general election, especially in a president's first midterm. And that's a big deal for a president. The slogan we're going right now is defy history. On average, a president loses about 25 seats in the House in his first midterm election. Wow. And if we just lost the average, we would lose the House this November. Just the average.
There's a lot at stake. You're absolutely right. Because of your age, and I'm so interested because we need the youth. We need that. We can't all have, be just the senior citizens going out there. How do you inspire younger people like you and the millennials to come into the Republican Party and join us?
Yeah, so I would like to say that it's easy to start telling people about Republican ideals when they first arrive at college. It's not. Once they get to, say, Arizona State, for example, it's not just me talking to them, it's professors, it's the liberal clubs, it's everyone else versus us. So what I would encourage is involvement in groups like Teenage Republicans, Youth Republican groups, Republican parents. Talk about politics with your kids. Don't guide them. Just show them what's going on. Let them form their own opinion. And if you truly believe that what the Republican Party doing is right, then 9 out of 10 times you're going to get the next generation of Republicans. But the problem is we have to fight a lot of liberal bias on our schools and on our campuses. I mean, down at the state legislature, we have the minority party trying to strip our state schools of funding for conservative classes. All the other classes are liberal, but we now have what we call freedom schools at our state schools that actually show classes through a constitutional conservative lens. And for some reason, just having one class like that is driving them crazy.
It's interesting they're so intimidated, like you say, by only one class.
Yeah, it's just one school. It's a small school. It's just devoted to just being different. We have all these different cultural programs now. Why not a conservative one? Why not one that shows things for conservative students? We're so caught up with catering to every group, but yet it's a problem now when we cater to half of the country.
And the problem is when you actually study history and you study politics with an open mind and not with a closed mind like some of these professors want you to do, you see that you can make up your own mind about what you want to do, what you want to be in doing politics. What opened my mind even more was Hillary's America. I didn't even know the Democrats had done that over the years, and they play this big game that they're for the people. But I mean, people need to look at movies like that and read the Constitution and actually read the history of America and find out, and just be taught the history. Let the kids, let the students judge for themselves, and they're not doing that. They're indoctrinating them on.
Judah, I want to ask you, so how do you approach someone and convince them? Because it is tough, and I don't blame the kids if that's all they've heard about and that's all they learned. When I talk to somebody, even I'll give you my little quick experience. My husband and I used to be a Democrat, and the way that I started getting interested in politics is my father-in-law started telling us, and he was a hardcore Republican. I thought, guys, you know what? I can't. What he says, that can't be true, right? I thought, man, he's just, he's older. He doesn't know me. I didn't know anything. And then I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch C-SPAN. At that time, it really was unfiltered. And I thought, he's right. I am not a Democrat. I am a Republican. I mean, how do you get the truth to them and get them to actually pay attention and believe you? You know what? Mull on that, because we got to take a break already, okay? Pay some bills. When we come back, we'll start out with that question. And we'll also be back with the Prather Point. We haven't forgotten that. I'm Alice Latta here with
Don Jorge
and our special guest, Judah Waxelbaum. So don't go away. We'll be right back with more of the Chips and Salsa Show here on Center Right Radio. Right here for you.
Olivia from Washington. Laid off and trying to keep our little kids from realizing that mommy and daddy haven't eaten in a while.
Roger from California. I'm grateful we could afford our son's surgery. I'm nervous that now we can't really afford food.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Keisha from South Carolina. I've been skipping meals so my 2 kids can eat, but filling up on water doesn't really work.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Turn off the fake news and turn on Center Right Radio. Online now at centerright.live.
Today we decided to walk to school. The light counted. 15, 14.
41, 31, 13. We
took a left on Carroll Street. Danny's smart, but he gets distracted.
I
realized he forgot his homework. I hope he doesn't have another bad day at school.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
And it's a beautiful day here at the Search Engine and Digital Marketing Race in beautiful Tempe, Arizona. The horses lining up at the gate now, waiting for the bell. And they're off. It's just a two-way race today between your business brand and your relentless competition. Oh, but wait a minute. You've just hired Warhorse Agency for your digital marketing and are quickly taking the lead in your market. Well, hang on to your seat, though. Your competition started their own Google AdWords pay-per-click campaign and are trying to catch up to you now. Good for you, though. They have no idea what they're doing. But don't worry yet. Your digital marketing jockey at Warhorse Agency tirelessly regains the lead with a great viral Facebook ad as well as your own Google SEO and pay-per-click campaign ran by a Warhorse, true leading generating professional. Holy smokes, your business just got a major lead. You're on the first page of Google now, and as they approach the finish line, your business wins. Thanks, Warhorse Agency, for another smashing victory. Contact us today for your free digital marketing evaluation. Visit us at www.gowarhorse.com today.
You're listening to America's favorite political discussion on Center Right Radio.
And we are back with the Chips and Salsa Show. Alice Slada here with
Don Jorge.
And thank you, Chipsters, for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And please spread the word about our show. We're growing, as George likes to say, leaps and bounds.
By leaps and bounds.
By leaps and bounds, but we are growing.
With a plethora of different ways to catch us. We have Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, the radio. What else?
You go to centerright.live.
Periscope. Yeah.
And listen to us. Yeah, that's right, Periscope.
If you're in a submarine, that comes in handy.
Yeah, you know, we're showing our age here.
Yeah,
That's absolutely.
Periscope.
Hey, we're good. Wah, wah. Yeah, we need some good sound effects. Wah, wah. We're going to get ready to listen to the Prather point here, and then we're going to come back to Judah, who's going to tell us. I'm giving him time to totally think about my question. So if you haven't listened to Jeff Prather, we feature him every week. He has his pulse on the dark state. He used to actually work there, and they kind of eased him out. But pay attention to what he has to say. And we're going to go to Julian, who's going to get Jeff Prather with the Prather point.
Jeff Prather here. So while the Democratic Party continues to disintegrate completely, and I mean completely, they have no presidential candidate. Everybody is under investigation or under indictment. Everybody has been lying. All they've got left is Robert De Niro cussing out President Trump, and I think it's Samantha Bee, I don't even know who she is, cussing out her daughter. That's all they've got left. Meanwhile, the Freedom Caucus and the Tea Party movement, which Trump represents, remember, us, the people, against professional politicians, are changing the world. The latest is a historic meeting between the North Korean dictator and President Trump. I was stationed in South Korea. That is the most closed and backward nation on the planet. They're eating each other. They're eating grass. Their technology is maybe 100 years behind us. So this is historic, and this is wonderful. Also, the FBI continues to self-destruct. This has been a long time in the making. I had a supervisor, Ira Israel, who used to shout the C word at the top of his voice out in the office and call everybody that. So it's not new, these types of things from the left. It's just that they've been covering up. Remember when Comey and Clapper were trying to act like professionals, and then once they were out, they just act like the spoiled, biased folks that they are. And now we've seen the guy with the gun, the FBI agent on the dance floor, shooting somebody after doing his backflips. I told you about the DEA agent who stripped naked, got drunk in Rotterdam, and pooped in front of the door of another agent, and I know that guy. I could go on and on about these stories, and this is what it has degenerated down into. But we are, day by day, step by step, recovering and rescuing our republic. And that is good news. For more Prather, go to jeffreyprather.com. This is Jeff Prather on the Chips and Salsa Show with this week's Prather Point.
And guess what? Next week, next Saturday, Jeff Prather will be in studio here.
In studio.
Yes.
The secret agent man will be here.
Yeah, it's going to be very cool. In fact, what we're thinking about, George, is I think you're going to meet us after the show. And what we're going to try to do is go somewhere so that way if you want to meet Jeff Prather, you can join us. Maybe we'll go to Rositas or somewhere. We'll let you know. Keep posted. But he always has... He's going to be here for the hour, as is Janet Contreras, our good friend. And she's going to talk about her book.
She's a good guest also.
She had also run for Congress. And we welcome back Judah Waxelbaum. And Judah, before we did all this break, I know I asked you a question, and hopefully you had time to mull it over, but how do you inspire and get the younger generation interested? And it'd be easier, I would think, because you're younger than somebody older like me talking to them.
Stop. I think the market that's left untapped is the teenagers and people around my age in college who see the David Hoggs and the people screaming about elections and realize, as Nixon put it, the silent center. There's so many people who don't agree with what the mainstream media is pushing out, but don't say anything, and that's the people we got to tap into. This is probably the most fun it's been to be a Republican in a very long time.
Could you repeat that, please, so it's heard out there?
It is fun to be a Republican, people.
Woohoo! Yahoo!
It's all about personal freedom and keeping your own money.
There you go.
But what we gotta really do is talk to the people we don't normally talk to, and we gotta understand where they're coming from. It's easy to listen to what you already agree with, and what, like, it's been coined as an echo chamber of your own personal opinions. I listen to a podcast run by former Obama staffers. I try to read as many Democrat books as possible. I read Hillary's last book, Joe Biden's last book, because I don't really know if you could have a discussion with a Democrat without knowing what they believe in. Like, how could you know what you're against if you don't even know what they're talking about? So I think what we gotta do is go out to the people we wouldn't normally talk to, the demographics that we tend to ignore, and start with them. And I learned a lot of that from when I was state chairman of Teenage Republicans, and Robert Graham was the chairman of the Arizona GOP. That was a big part of his term as chairman, was going out to the neighborhoods we ignored. There are so many people in this country who aren't Republicans that they quite honestly don't know what the Republican Party is about. We have so many immigrants in this country who think the Democratic Party stands for democracy simply because of the name.
That's a very good point.
They don't know the correlation in what they believe in. Many of them are now supporting a party that believes in measures that they escaped. And there's so many, like, for example, Congressman David Schweiker, my representative, proud to have him, goes around to a lot of events and he points out to people, do you know what the second largest religious group in Arizona is currently? It's Hindu.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
That is a growing demographic in this state. And quite honestly, whichever party can figure out how to truly bring them in might control the future of the state. It's all about talking to the people you wouldn't normally talk to, not debating. You don't even have to try to convince them, but just holding a dialogue. is critical in the future of our party.
I think that's an excellent point, and I don't know, George, maybe you think this sometimes. A lot of times it's a little intimidating to try to talk to someone who has a different viewpoint, because a lot of our experience when you do that, and we're pretty calm-natured people, they're very aggressive back at you, so it's important to remain calm as well.
I used to be a good jackass until I was afraid of the elephant, but then when I
still are. No.
But when I became a Republican and I was the elephant, I understood. I used to be a union president, a local president from the Stove Mounters Union. I was an activist in California. I was a hardcore Democrat, and then Reagan became president, and I became an elephant. So
results. Those are really excellent points to open up a dialogue. And are most of the people in your age group or close to your age group, are they registering independent or Democrat, or what do you see out there?
So, given my experience with the Maricopa County GOP, I've seen the data coming in, and what we see is while people are increasing in independent registration, we are still pretty split among the two parties. And what I have noticed a lot at Arizona State, for example, where I attend, is politically we are still split pretty evenly. Just one side is a lot louder right now, and quite honestly is better at harnessing the tools to get their message out there. One of my favorite things about the Republican Party is we're multiple shades of red, we're willing to debate, and we're willing to have a discussion. We don't blindly follow one thing. But to the Democrats' advantage, they are great at messaging. They live and just go by, I'm paraphrasing here, the Harry Truman quote about how it's amazing what you can get done when you don't care who gets the credit.
Yeah, that's a very good saying.
They stick to talking points. And it's why on every network you'll see Democratic representatives and senators saying the same thing, hammering it in over and over and over again. Net neutrality, for example, huge issue with millennials and younger. Most people don't know that net neutrality didn't exist until about 2014 of the Obama administration. But now people think the moment it ends, the internet's going to end. As if we were living and it's existed forever. We have to be able to explain to people the history of it and where we come from and what's going on.
So what I want you to do now is, if there's some young people listening, or parents, as you say, have the parents talk to the kids, how do they get in touch with you, and what would you recommend a way to, I always tell people, try to find out who your LD person is, and I'll find out for you. Go to a meeting, get informed, or our women's club. How would you suggest that they get involved and give them a way to contact you personally?
Yeah, so the easiest way to find our information is we have a Facebook and a Twitter under Arizona Federation of College Republicans or Maricopa County GOP. For me personally, the best way to reach me through College Republicans is our website. It's Arizona, the full name of the state, .crnc.org. And that's our website name. It leads you to any chapter if you're going to one of the schools in our state that have a chapter. And it gives you the contact information for all the chapter presidents if you're attending one of those schools.
Do you have a lot of participation now at ASU?
So ASU has a really nice problem. We have a lot of conservative clubs.
Good.
So while College Republicans at Arizona State, you would think it'd be massive because it's a 70,000 student school. We have six other.
Oh my God, 70,000.
We have like 6 other conservative clubs that are all comparable in size. And we work together and we have a unified message. Arizona State, you'd think it would be really far to the left. But 2016, for example, we brought Donald Trump Jr. to Arizona State and we're faced with no protesters. People mind themselves at Arizona State. It's great. Everyone's allowed to have an open discussion and dialogue, meet in the same area, and it goes fine. The problem we've had at schools like that, though, is administration trying to censor one side of the aisle. You might be getting to what I'm leaning to. ASU College Republicans, for the longest time this year, were not able to recruit members on campus. If we tried to table in like the center quad, we were told it was booked. did not matter if the campus was a ghost town. It was booked. But
convenient.
Let me tell you, the Young Democrats were there just about every single day, to the point where you got to wonder if they have classes.
Oh, wow.
But the college Republicans were told time and time again, sorry, the spaces are full. No spot for you guys. After one phone call from a group called Campus Reform, which is an online media outlet that exposes this kind of bias, out of a suddenly there was more space than we knew what to do with. It's all about just exposing it. A lot of these schools have gotten away for the last 8 years with their bias in plain sight. And they don't have any issue with it. It's one of the biggest issues our president is facing right now with enforcing the law. That's what happens when you go through where the country goes through 8 years of laws just being ignored. The situation going on right now where we're having children and families separated, it's because they're being charged criminally when they cross the border. It seems new because for 8 years we weren't charging people who cross the border at all. They were just catch and release.
Yeah, and they want to blame this administration, but the fact is it went on during the Obama administration.
Yeah, those pictures that went viral were in 2014,
right,
during the Obama administration.
Boy, it's crazy. Well, okay, this is the end of another segment. Got to pay some bills. We're going to come back. We're going to have cocodazos, whole enchilada, all kinds of stuff, and a safety second as well. But don't go away. We'll be back with our special guest, Judah Waxelbaum, a fine young man. I'm Alice Slaughter with
Don Jorge.
We'll be right back with the Chips and Salsa Show here on Center Right Radio, right here for you.
Olivia from Washington. Laid off and trying to keep our little kids from realizing that Mommy and Daddy haven't eaten in a while.
Roger from California. I'm grateful we could afford our son's surgery. I'm nervous that now we can't really afford food.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Keisha from South Carolina. I've been skipping meals so my 2 kids can eat, but filling up on water doesn't really work.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Turn off the fake news and turn on Center Right Radio. Online now at centerright.live.
Today we decided to walk to school. The light counted. 15, 14...
41, 31, 13. We
took a left on Carroll Street. Danny's smart, but he gets distracted.
I
realized he forgot his homework. I hope he doesn't have another bad day at school.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
And it's a beautiful day here at the search engine and digital marketing race in beautiful Tempe, Arizona. The horses lining up at the gate now, waiting for the bell. And they're off. It's just a two-way race today between your business brand and your relentless competition. Oh, but wait a minute. You've just hired Warhorse Agency for your digital marketing and are quickly taking the lead in your market. Well, hang on to your seat, though. Your competition started their own Google AdWords pay-per-click campaign and are trying to catch up to you now. Good for you, though. They have no idea what they're doing. But don't worry yet. Your digital marketing jockey at Warhorse Agency tirelessly regains the lead with a great viral Facebook ad as well as your own Google SEO and pay-per-click campaign ran by a Warhorse, true leading generating professional. Holy smokes, your business just got a major lead. You're on the first page of Google now, and as they approach the finish line, your business wins. Thanks, Warhorse Agency, for another smashing victory. Contact us today for your free digital marketing evaluation. Visit us at www.gowarhorse.com today.
You're listening to America's favorite political discussion on Center Right Radio.
And we are back with the Chips and Salsa Show. George, it's been a great show. It's so fast. This is our last segment. Woo! I want to remember to tell the people, the chipsters out there, that next week, Jeff Prather of the Prather Point will be in studio. Judah, you got to come back and meet him. You're welcome to come back anytime. Please do. And also, Janet Contreras, she's author and former congressional candidate.
She's a dynamite. She's a firecracker.
Yeah, she wrote that famous letter to Glenn Beck saying, "We the people are coming." She is awesome. It's going to be a great show. I'm sorry I'm not going to be here for the show, but I know you'll be here afterward.
Yeah, I'll listen.
Right.
If I could.
Right.
I'm going to be in class.
Well, you got to do what you got to do, right? That's what. Judah's going to play the whole enchilada and Cocotazo nominations with us here in just a moment, but we want to encourage you to look him up. This is just a really sharp young man. I think you're going to do great things for the Maricopa GOP, and we look forward to having you back anytime. Come back here and come to our LDs, come to our women's club.
Judah, you're going to hear a lot about Judah in the future. He's doing great things for the county, and he's, with his help, young people his age are coming in, and he's reaching out to older people too. So it's like he's our gap between both age groups, and I see good things coming from this, and I'm glad he's involved. I'm glad he's got that passion, and as we're getting older, he's just getting younger. Well, not getting younger, but he's no, because he'd be too young. No, but as we're getting older,
really
the younger people are coming in.
Well, it's very inspirational
and
because
it's good to see.
A lot of people think, oh, these young whippersnappers, they don't know anything. No, there are some super intelligent young people out there, and they need to come into the party, and they are out there. So that's why we like to highlight them. And please, we'd love you to come back and recommend people to us, because we need to hear from them and see them and share with them.
Especially after the primary, to let us know what the county has, what they're doing to get out the vote. And I know you'll be right on top of it, so it'd be nice to have you back.
Yeah, thank you. I really want to work towards making sure everybody knows that David Hogg is not the face of the next generation.
Thank you. Oh, man, thank you. Okay, Julian, are we about ready for that Nike defense? Awesome. Okay, we have a new little feature we're going to introduce now, and that's Charlie Powell, who is my nephew, and he is a Krav Maga expert and consultant. He's going to do a Safer in 60, Safer in 60, the Nike defense, coming up right now.
Hi, I'm Charlie Powell, and this is your Safer in 60 segment, taking just a minute to consider your personal protection. Today I want to ask you a question, and that question's this: how good is your Nike defense? You know this one even if you don't remember or you haven't practiced it lately, which is the topic for today. The Nike defense is simply running. Any defense, and a lot of times the best defense, no matter who you are, and even if there's an initial altercation or struggle, includes getting away. Listen, I'm bald. I shaved my head originally years ago when my son was going through chemotherapy, and I've kept it since. But you know what? If I don't shave for a couple days, I can clearly see that my hair isn't going to grow in like it once did. When was the last time you went outside and ran full speed for as long as you could, or ran at all, or jumped a curb, or hopped over a bush? If it's been any time at all, then your body may not be doing the same thing your mind thinks it is. Look, we all age. Our situation or conditions change. At different parts of our lives, we may be healthier than at other times. It's natural. So right now, what are you capable of? Part of my clients' training always includes actually performing what I'm teaching them. It may be an exercise in getting up off the ground quickly and under pressure, or a simple punch or knee, but I will have them make contact with something. What you gain out of doing this is 1, what it feels like, 2, what your body is physically capable of, and 3, practice. When you know what you can do and you're comfortable with those capabilities, I guarantee you'll be that much better prepared if and when the time comes. So if you haven't lately, strap on a pair of shoes and get outside. It's good for you in more ways than one. The shoes you wear every day throughout the day is another topic for another day. You want to talk to me about this subject? You can find me at personalsafetyseminars.com. Be strong, be smart, and stay safe.
Be strong and be smart. Thank you, Charlie Powell. I thought that was really good. Now I'm going to try that, George. I'm going to try that and see how fast or how slow I can run. Okay, we're going to do the cocotazos and the whole enchilada. George, what is a cocotazo?
The cocotazo is when you were young or even older and you said something stupid, they just come...
You still get one, don't you?
Oh yeah, once in a while I get that noggin on the back of my head. And in Mexican, it's called a chanclazo. That's when they get the slipper and they swing it across the room and they catch you for you doing something dumb. The other one is called the zapatazo, and I just made this one up from Iraq. They take off their shoe, and those countries, they take off their shoe and they just throw it at somebody if they think that person is saying something they disagree with. It's called a zapatazo.
And we saw GW duck that one, remember that?
Yeah, George Bush had to duck when they threw the shoe at him. But ours is the cocotazo, and that means that somebody's done something pretty dumb and they get a little hit above there. So we nominate them for the cocotazo.
We do. Okay, and Judah's going to help us out on this. All right, I'm going to read them really quick and think which is the best one, or in this case, the worst one, okay? First one, Bill Clinton, norms of what you can do to someone against their will has changed. I wish I could do a Bill Clinton accent, but I can't do a Bill Clinton. It's changed. Number 2, CNN finds the dumbest thing to criticize about the historic summit. Yeah, they were talking about that menu.
The menu.
Number 3, man poses as fake cop and terrorizes family. Wow. Number 4, Democrat, did you see this? Democrat pepper sprays himself in the eyes to protest guns. He was a candidate running for office. Did you see it, Judah? Okay. Yep. Yeah, I think Tucker had him on too, in fact. Number 5, plan to split up California. Just qualified for the ballot. 3-way. It's 3 ways of California.
Split that state up.
Can you imagine if that happened? That would mean 6 senators instead of 2. Cecil Richards, number 6. Killing babies and abortions is safer than Tylenol and Viagra. Okay. Number 7. Ex-assemblywoman pleads guilty to FEMA fraud cover-up. That was a big deal. Oh my gosh, lots of money there. And number 8. Trump Jr. slams racist attack on Fox News host. Let's go. George, what do you want?
I like number 7. Ex-assemblywoman pleads guilty to the FEMA fraud and cover-up. They caught her red-handed. She admitted to it. So it's like, it's just, it's what they do.
You just think that she'd get away with it. Judah, do you have one? Have you selected one?
I'm torn between number 2 with CNN and number 1 with former President Bill Clinton.
If you had to pick one,
I'm gonna go with Bill Clinton, because how do you get away with saying that?
And CNN to use the dumbest thing to criticize about the historic summit. The summit had everything in it, and they criticize the menu. That's really dumb.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Judah. Bill Clinton, that was just, you know what, I got to go with Bill Clinton. Sorry, I got to go with Bill Clinton.
Yeah, for him to keep coming back and say what he said, that's ridiculous.
Just the arrogance of him being able to do that. You guys want to play, Brandon?
I'm going to give Judah my proxy.
Okay. Oh, you know what that means? That means number 1 wins.
Okay.
Bill Clinton, you are our Cocotazo award winner. No, he's the award winner now. He was a nominee. Right. Okay, now we do the whole enchilada, because we like to have positive stuff here. So when somebody does something good, stuff here, George? Okay. When somebody does something very positive here, we also want to give them kudos. So we have 4 of those, and there's really good ones. And by the way, you can go to our Facebook site, Chips, Litter, and Salsa Show, and you can check all of these out. Number 1, homeless teen graduates at the top of his class. That was a really cool, heartwarming story. Number 2, actor Kevin Sorbo. Abortion is the definition of evil. Pretty brave. He was an actor. He actually said that. Number 3, brave mother uses taco to distract fake cop terrorizing her family. That was a really cool story. Number 4, 9-year-old girl born without hands grows into a talented writer and artist. We had some really, really good ones. Okay, I'm going to go first because I know I always throw it at you guys, but those were all so good. Mine was between the mom who used the taco to distract the fake cop and the 9-year-old girl. That was amazing. I'm going to go with the 9-year-old girl, so that's who I vote for. Judah?
I'm going to go with the homeless teen.
That was good, huh? Yeah. Oh, 30 seconds. George? Choose
number 1.
Number 1? Okay, number 1 wins. A homeless teen graduates at the top of his class. We gotta go, man. We're out of time. Judah Waxelbaum, thanks for coming in. Come back, please.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I had a blast.
You bet. Thanks, Brandon Jones. Thanks,
you gotta bring
Julian.
somebody from the college down with you.
Yeah, bring some friends. Thank you, Chipsters, for listening. Have a wonderful week. Happy Father's Day. We didn't even Happy Father's Day, George.
Oh, happy Father's Day.
I'm Alice Latta. Be with us again next Saturday, 4 p.m. here on the Chips and Salsa Show here at Center Right Radio. Right here for you, and we'll be here next week. Walk on.